let's say you wanted to add a Green-cheek Conure. You have one Green-cheek Conure who is a year to 3 years old. And even though you work from home, you can't give them all the time and attention as they climb up your head. So you want to add another Green-cheek Conure. Would you add a male or female? What about an Indian ringneck or a Caique? Let's talk about these things in today's video. Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. I'm not weird. I'm just making sure that River here doesn't do anything to Cole down there. I have over 20 species of parrots. I adore parrots. They make me so blissful. If you love being blissed out by your parrot, if you want to learn about parrots and hear my handsome macaw in the background going, wah, there she goes, then you're in the right place. If you're already used to hanging out, thank you so much for being here. Maybe you've already become a member. My membership is small, but I really, really love it. Or if you find the information so useful, you can always do a super thanks. Let's get going. It's okay, Cole, it's okay. All right, so this is River, and we would really like for River to have a companion because when she's not with us, she's by herself, because even though we have other green cheeks, she refuses. It's a bit of a problem. Cole, on the other hand, I'll show you a little footage, is a bird's bird, and so she's used to hanging out with birds. If you want to give your green cheek a friend, the first question is, what did one of my birds just knock down? And the second question is, will the bird take to a new bird? Generally speaking, with Green-cheek Conures, they will. However, I don't know how we would know other than putting River with other green cheeks. When we tried putting her in the aviary, she just didn't do well. I don't know that you could go and test that. If you could go and test it beforehand, that would be the thing to do. Otherwise, you may get a second green cheek and may not be able to put them together. Now, if you put them in cages side by side, hopefully you guys can hear me, and you're nice and patient for a couple of months, eventually I do think that they would get along. Conures are super friendly. So if you're sort of set and determined that you are going to get your green cheek a friend, I would say the very best bet is another green cheek, because if they already aren't really well conditioned, two birds, and that's just the most, like, who they're going to most likely bond with. Now, male or female doesn't really matter. Of course, if you get the opposite gender, and they do get along, at some point you'll have babies. So you have to decide if that's something you want or not. Then you have to learn how to take care of the babies and, you know, how to take care of the parents when they have babies, things like that. Would I recommend an Indian ringneck or a Caique? So I think one important thing to keep in mind is that my Indian ringneck, who's also screaming, and sorry, there's like no quiet place. They're working on a roof. There's no quiet place. Indian ringnecks are not warm and cuddly and fuzzy the way the green cheeks are. So if you're used to your Conure, there's Macy. If you're used to your green cheek, you may think that an Indian ringneck is going to be a lot of fun. And there are so many videos of them being so cute, but you'd have to really, really train them, really spend a lot of time with them. And I don't know, my female Indian ringneck, we don't trust her with hardly anyone. So that to me is a bigger gamble and one that I wouldn't take. A Caique, on the other hand, I would understand if I got a Caique that it's possible the Caique will be a little too much for my green cheek. I may have to separate them. It's also possible they'll be friends. So I think those are the things to keep in mind. Your very best bet, therefore, is to make sure you have a cage by cage situation where they can really see each other and be safe in their own space for a long time. Kind of like this, but like I said, months. You have to be prepared to not let them out together. I mean, I would try, of course, initially to see if they get along, but if they don't get along, then I would plan on having them cage by cage for months and months. And cage by cage, you'll be able to tell because they'll be far apart. And then right now, Cole's like closer to my neck and River's sort of in the middle. In their cages, they'll do the same thing. When they don't like each other, they'll get as far apart, like they would go to the ends of my shoulders kind of thing, if my shoulders were a cage. And as they like each other more, they'll come to the middle and they'll try to reach each other through the cage. So you'll be able to tell when they're starting to get along. The way they treat each other will really, really change. And then when you take them out to a different room and a different neutral space, they'll relate instead of fighting. Okay, adding parrots is awesome, but doing it in a way so that all of your parrots stay safe, secure, unharmed, happy, and blissful is super important. So if you have any more questions about that, please be sure to post below. If not, please like, and I will catch you in the next river-filled feathered video. See you next time.